done. Bye.
Yeah. All right.
We got the pins.
We have pins.
We have some of these limited edition pins. We've got them for Ruby, the red LED, who's the young, happy youngster.
Yeah.
She's energetic and excited. Gus, the Brooklyn physicist, kind of sounds like Richard Feynman, right?
Yep.
And Billy, who sings the blues. She's a little bit like Billie Holiday. She's a little sad because one leg.
She's sad. She's like, I'm so sad.
One leg is shorter than the other. So we got these 3 pins.
Yeah, those are the pins. They're limited edition. By the way, this is what the back looks like, of course.
Yeah.
They're limited edition, so we had put these in either freebies or maybe it was part of an ADA box. And this is it. When it's over, it's over. We had some extras, so we said, well, why don't we put them in the store?
I want to show them on the overhead real fast.
Let's go to the overhead real fast.
Just because they're cool.
Yeah.
So they're enamel pin, they're metal, and then they've got this really high quality color fill. We had these Pantone matched LEDs. Now they're just red, green, and blue, but I think they look great. You can get one or all 3, and they come in this backing plate, and they've got a nice butterfly clasp.
And
really easy to wear.
Unless something changes, we have no plans to make these ever again.
Not these particular ones.
Yep.
Limited edition. So once they're gone, they're probably gone.
Okay. Next. Oh, by the way, as far as how it looks on human beings,
Great.
looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good. Look at that denim jacket. Get your 80s style on.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have a Crickit sticker. People asked for them. They said, I really like that cute Crickit.
You want
we got that.
a Crickit sticker set? I
Yeah.
can show on the overhead. There's actually 3 stickers. So you get this one, which is kind of a front view
Yeah.
of the Crickit,
Yeah.
sort of a side ISO view.
Yep.
That's this sticker. And then you also get a label. And you get a barcode with Adafruit
Barcodes
part
are
number.
fun.
If you want to decorate, see if you can cut that one out too. So you get 3
Yeah.
die cut stickers per sheet. These are nice vinyl stickers, not paper, so they're glossy and high quality.
Okay.
Look great. Decorate your
All right.
robot with them.
Next up, this is updated.
Updated, yeah. So we've had these stacking headers for Raspberry Pi for a while. So you're probably wondering, what could you possibly change about them?
How can we improve these? How could they be better?
Super easy. They now have thicker pins.
Oh.
So the ones we had before had stamped pins. You really can't tell from the photo, but their pins are now square. And so they still fit fine on the Raspberry Pi, and you can stack, bonnets and hats. I can show
Yeah, go there.
on the overhead. So in this case, you can see the stacking header, the bonnet. Now, I'll say the thicker pins make it, you have to be a little bit more careful removing it. It takes a little bit more effort. So you plug this in, and now when you do stack a bonnet or a hat, it works with, again, any Raspberry Pi. I mean, it doesn't even need to be a Raspberry Pi. It can be anything that has a 2x20 header. The pins go through. You can still get to them. You can probe them. You can stack another bonnet if it, well, this has stuff in the way, but if it was a thin one, if it was a sensor bonnet, you could stack something on top. You can connect headers, and yeah, these are nice, thick, square pins. The flat ones, they worked like 99.9% of the time, but then once in a while people were like, it wasn't making really good contact because it was so skinny, and we wanted to solve that. So we got another supplier and specified these. So now it's even better, updated. Boom.
Okay.
Stacking.
Next, you're wondering why the code was rivets, and here's why.
Oh, rivets.
We have rivets.
The rivets. These are plastic rivets.
Yeah.
So we got a whole bunch of these. These are actually used for like upholstery. We've got a bunch of samples, and me
However.
and Mr. Ladita were like, well, let's see if we can use these for cardboard.
These
because
are great for cardboard robots.
they're great for cardboard robots. So they're, we carry a bunch of different like cardboard construction kit type things, but I'll tell you, these are really cheap. I mean, you get 20 for like $4, and
Yep.
they're recyclable, reusable. So I'll show you how they work.
Okay, go there.
You get this part that's kind of pokey, and what you do is you poke a hole in your cardboard, actually 2 holes, one in each piece that you want to connect, and then you put this through, and then imagine there's like cardboard, you snap this in, and there's actually kind of like 2 levels of snapitude, so a little bit and more so. This is good for cardstock. It's not good for thick cardboard. I gotta tell you, like this, we're gonna try to find ones that are better for thick cardboard, but they're not gonna be as easy to use. These you just punch a hole. But for like standard, like your box plywood, like hey, I just got an Amazon shipment, I want to recycle it, and they make for great hinges. I mean, like it moves, but it stays. Do you know what I mean? Like it's flexible. It's very easy to move, but once you shape it, it stays where it is. So you can position and shape things. And then when you're done, you can kind of gently pull it apart, and it's recyclable. Like, unless, maybe after like 50 times it might, the little plastic grabby teeth might get a little loose, but you can definitely reuse them. So you can see the hole that I punched here in each size of the, I just used a screwdriver and I just like popped a hole. You can use a pen. Again, put this in, put the other side in, and then snap this on top, and then back in business. So super easy. Cardboard rivets for your frogs. No, rivets for constructing just about anything you want. They're not going to be super strong, but they're great for anything that just has to be moved around and positioned.
Okay. All right. And tonight, the star of the show, besides the community and all the people out there, and you, Lady Ada, is the following two products.
They're a twofer.
Yeah.
So you got this flexible LED matrix. I think it's a 4mm pitch. I mean, it just looks great. It's this RGB matrix. You get 32 by 64 pixels, which is, I think, like 2,000 or something ridiculous. It's flexible. I'm going to say it's not crazy flexible. It's a very thin PCB, but it is movable. So if you're using this for like a wearable or something that has to have some give, it's going to work really well. And I thought I could show it on the overhead so you could see it. This is the back, and it's used as a standard, basic RGB matrix pinout and protocol. So you can see, you can kind of flex it, but you're not going to be able to bend it in half, because it is, they don't have the plastic overlay. It's just the bare PCB with LEDs, and it's a super skinny PCB, but you can like twist it and like kind of has some give. And each individual LED, I think it's 2mm LED, you get 32 by 64. On the back is a hub 75 connector. Like all of our RGB matrices like this, it's not NeoPixel. You have to control the 6 colors and then the latch, and then you have to clock the pixels. So you actually need to have like quite a bit of wiring and code. We have a library that seems like everybody's using that works with the Atmega 328P, which is like the Arduino Uno compatible. It works with the SAMD21. So it's our Feather M0, Metro M0, and other M0 friends. And it also works with the SAMD51. We recently added support for that as well. So that's our M4, which has like tons of memory. While you can use matrices in general on the Atmega 328, not this one. You actually need too much memory. There's not enough memory on the 328. So for this, I'm using an M0, a SAMD21 Metro, to control it. And that's what we recommend. Or you can use a Raspberry Pi. We have a Raspberry Pi Bonnet and code as well. So not for Arduino usage, but just about any bigger processor can power these, and it's just the standard Hub 75 matrix protocol. So super fun and flexy, and I like the pixel density on this one. It's really nice.
Okay. All right, but that's not it, because there's more.
There's always more.
You said this is a two-part.
It's a twofer.
So
you're
what's
wondering,
next?
how did you actually connect this up and power it? Well, historically, we would have just wired individual wires. But actually, SparkFun came out with RGB matrix shield, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I should have one. But I wanted to make some changes to it. So I think I improved on the design and made this version. And I tested it. Works great with all of our Metro and compatibles. And I'll show it off.
So what's so good about this one, Lady Ada?
Well, it gets powered from the 5-volt pin, which is kind of important.
Okay.
But you can, select which pins they are. The pins that are used, work great in our library. And like I said, this is now Metro Express, which is great. And what's cool is you can power the Arduino from like a 9-volt adapter, as I'm doing here. And then the 5-volt regulator comes out. So you can power your matrix from this. You don't need a separate power supply. Like the power cable just connects to this power connector. It's not going to be able to power more than about 800 milliamps, maybe like an amp peak. Not good if you're going to have like all the LEDs on, but for like the demo I was showing with just text on it, it's perfectly fine, and it's kind of an all-in-one solution. This is a pretty big matrix. So check it out. We added a page short RGB matrix guide. It works as is on the Arduino Uno and compatibles with the smaller matrices. The Metro M0 Express. If you're using the M4, you have to make one jumper because of the way we optimized our code, but it's pretty easy. It comes as a kit and you solder it together, but it's pretty easy and takes you like 15 minutes. You just grab your soldering iron and just solder the headers on in this connector, and you're good to go. Comes with a reset button. This is the test code that draws some circles. And yeah, I think this will really help people who want to use
What are
the
you
matrix.
driving now? What's this little thing underneath that?
This
shield?
thing underneath is our Metro Express.
Okay.
So it's a SAMD21 chip. The reason this is good is it runs at 48 megahertz, so it's easier, of course, for it to constantly draw these pixels.
So it's an M0.
It's an M0
Yeah.
SAMD21.
Gotcha.
Also works with our SAMD51.
Yeah.
And it's good because it has a lot of memory, because you have to buffer the entire display in memory as you draw it out. So that's why I recommend the Metro M0 for this shield. You can use it with an Arduino, but like I said, not recommended, not a lot of memory.
Well, for
you
pretty
can't
much
do
the same price or even lower, you can get a more powerful
That's what I'm saying.
device, and you have things like, okay, I'm using Arduino for this project, I'm going to use CircuitPython for this project, I want to use MakeCode for this project, I want to use Moo for this project.
Why hold yourself back?
That's
why
right.
not
I'll say
why
this.
not do what you can?
If you're just getting into electronics now, it's a good time because you're not stuck with one programming language based on your microcontroller. It is a really good time.
It's a free world.
You're not going to have buyer's remorse. You're not going to be like, oh no, I can't believe I bought that thing and I have to use this weirdo ID forever
Dude,
over here.
it's a lot different
It
than
is a good time.
basic stamp, where it's like, okay, you're locked in. There's actually less lock-in than ever,
Yeah.
whatever you're buying. So anyway,
Okay.
there you go. That's the products.
So, Lady Ada, that's it. That's new products.
Epic.
Okay.